Hello, my name is David Webb, and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster, and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game, and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a balanced rack. I don't think I have a 7-letter bingo. It's possible I have an 8 through a floater. I've got the LY and ILY ending. Now I've got a few floaters to consider. Can't see anything with the D. Well, the R looks promising. Can't see anything with the O or the P. Well, the T also looks promising, but I'm not seeing any bingos with the R and the T. I also need to consider whether I have a double-double in row E through the R. Veliger is good, but that doesn't hit both double squares, double word squares. So if I can't see a bingo, I'm looking to sort this rack out, and I've got 3 problem tiles in the G, the Y, and the V. I can get rid of all of those by playing Jive. But the only place to play that is our columns 7 and 9, which open up the triple word square. Well, I could play Jived across here, but I'm slightly worried that this isn't good. Am I confusing it with something similar? Always bad to start off with a phony. This does sort the rack out. And if this stays on, and I'm waiting for it to come off, then I have a balanced rack, but I can't see a bingo. I'm close to pill head, but I don't have it. And I can't see anything through any of the other floaters. So I've got the H for score. I certainly want to play off my duplicate tiles and sort out the vowel in consonant balance. How can I do that? There aren't any great spots for my H. I've got halve in column 6, but that doesn't hit any premium squares of note. I could play hail in column 9, parallel to dropped. That's retaining double EL. Good. Jived stays on. So what can I do? OW takes an E and an L after it. I'm wondering if Hallel is good. H-A-L-E-L. Don't think it is. I'm looking to see if I can play parallel to where. So I could play Heil down here. EAL is not a bad leave, they're all bingo-y tiles, but it's only 17 points. I feel I ought to do better than that. I could play high in row E for 25 points, but retaining duplicate L, I'm reluctant to do that. L high is good. I can't see a good spot to play that. I think I will go with this. Battled. Great. Does it play? Not that I can see. What a shame. Blatted may also be good, but I'm not 100% sure of that. So, do I have an 8-letter bingo through a floater? Not that I can see. I note that my B can go above the Y of jibe, so I could play tab, keeping DELT. What else is there? I can't play underneath jibe to good effect. I'm wondering if I can play down column 5, playing through the Y. Well, I can, but nothing is standing out as being great. I could play bat in column 11, parallel to Heil. It's going to score over 20 points. My opponent's taking a while with his move. He may be close to a bingo. He is. And he doesn't provide any floaters for battled. But do I have anything through any of his floaters? And I think it's the I and the O which look most promising. Can't see anything through the O. Or the I. So, this is what I was thinking about. I can either play bat down here, or I can play bald, keeping the duplicate T. So this scores 27. And that scores 23. Yeah, I think I'd rather split up the duplicate tiles. Or would I? I think I prefer bald. The T is a very bingo-y tile, and a duplicate T isn't a disaster. Okay, well, I draw the additional T, which does make it problematic. But I may be able to play text somewhere. In fact, I can play text in column 12, making elt and I'd. Where else can I play my X? I can play vexed in column 6. And although that's keeping a duplicate T, I'm not keeping any other consonants, which softens the disadvantage of having a duplicate consonant. I'm 37 points behind, and my opponent's on turn, so I'm about a bingo behind, which makes sense since my opponent has bingoed and I haven't. Great, my text spot is not blocked, and my opponent gets a miserly score. And this is going to open a bingo lane in column 13, which is good because I'm behind 32 points. Just looking at what my opponent's played in case he's opened up anything great for me, and he hasn't. Tedium. Does it play? Don't think it does. This is actually quite a blocked board now, although I've got column 13. It's only available for the right tiles. Now, does tedium have an anagram? It does idiatum, and idiatum does play column 11, column 13. Now, I note also that column 2 is available as a bingo lane because Lou takes an A in front. But hopefully I will get idiatum down and I'll be back in this game. I'm only 15 points behind right now. Through an R, I would have muriated. My opponent has blocked my both of my bingo spots. He has provided 3 more floaters. Do any of them help me? I'm looking at the N. That looks promising. Can't see anything through that. What about the K? Well, that doesn't go really well with the M and the U. Well, I think I've been scuppered. Looking again at the N in case I have something. I'm now 55 points behind, so I'm still in touch. How can I open this board up more? I need to open it up and also play off the U. I'm looking in row C to see if I can play above jive to open up row B. Well, I could play just M-U. That doesn't feel great. And what about playing down from the U of ominous? Can't see a good play from that. I've got 13 minutes left. Half the tiles have gone. So what is the best thing to do? I don't want to provide my opponent an easy way of scoring. I keep on returning to the N of Sank. I hope I haven't missed a bingo through that. Now, oh wow, does Where's take a T? If it does, I have got tedium across here. Wow. If this isn't good, I am confusing this Where's hook with something very similar. And I hope I'm not confusing it with it being Where's, but it taking an H. Tedium 79 and West. Am I confusing this with Wars? I am going to try this. This is either good or very close to being good. I'm just checking to see if idiatum goes in this spot, and it doesn't. Let's see if this stays on. Pretty horrible rack if it does. And that's not good. Okay. Well, I wonder what I was confusing that with. It may be I may be confusing it with Wesh. And my opponent's blocked the board up even more. So I'm now 82 points behind. Now, one advantage of I could play something across here. I could play datum. Have I got something better than this? The trouble with playing tum is that I'm keeping 3 vowels. I don't mind keeping one more vowel than consonant. Tricky, tricky rack. Let me think this through. I certainly want to play off the U. And I think I want to play around jived. So I could play mu down here. Yeah, I think I'll do this for 11 points. It's opening up 2 bingo lanes. I have radiate, which does play at the moment. Ooh. Okay, nice play by my opponent. He's now got a 100-point lead. Radiate and air date. But there are no 7-letter bingo lanes on this board. Do I have anything through the N of ominous, which plays hooking Lou? So there's dentaria and rain date. Neither of those play. So how can I open this board up? Can't see anything through KA or NE. That was a good blocking play by my opponent when he played yeah. I've only got 8 minutes left, 39 tiles. Cat has really blocked that top of the board. Well, I could play cat here, opening up column 1, scoring 17 points and keeping a bingo-y rack leave. But I am only opening up 1 bingo lane. I now have a rack which is moving away from a bingo, but I've got some scoring tiles. Now my F could go in column 14 underneath NE. So I could play death. And then on the next go, I can play in row K to open up row L. Just checking to see if I've got anything through the N of ominous. Can't see anything. Now, can I use column 1 if my opponent doesn't take that spot? Can't see a good way of doing that. I'm wondering if I can do something better than death. It would be good to open up a bingo lane as soon as possible. Can't see anything down from the U of ominous. Okay, so my opponent's taken that spot. I've got the A for going underneath the Z. I don't have anything which goes after A, Y, E. So I could play FA down here. And this is keeping quite a bingo-y set of 5 tiles. And I've now got 2 bingo lanes. I've got row L, I've got column 1. Is there anything better than this? Don't think so. If my opponent's got a tile for going after ZA, he's likely to score quite highly, but I think given how far behind I am, I need to take that risk. 50 points for my opponent, good score for him. I can play Fame down here, keeping a very good rack leave. There's still 2 S's and a blank unplayed. And I duplicate tiles on my rack. That's not much fun. So where can I play my R's? Well, I could play all 3 of them in row B with Burr. But I certainly wish to keep one of them. I'd like to play off precisely the tiles I picked up, the I and 2 of the R's, and I can do that in column 5 with Yer, Y-I-R-R. Not a great score, but this rack is so awful that I'm not expecting to score well with it. And I can't see anywhere else to play off these tiles, so I hope that stays available. I suppose River in column 6 is a possibility, but if Yer is blocked, then River will probably be blocked as well. Great, my Yer spot stays available. My opponent hasn't provided anything better for me. So Yer, 14 points. I still have duplicate tiles. I pick up another E and another I. So I don't have a bingo. Just looking at the H and the M in case I've got something onto one of those, and I don't. So I could play Icier in column 1. 27 points. I'm 120 points behind, so there's no point in accepting low scores. I've got to score highly and hope that I bingo. So even though Icier is taking out a bingo lane in column 1, it may be the best thing to do. Well, I think that probably settles the game. Good bingo by my opponent. So 12 tiles left. Icier 27. And the remaining tiles are not particularly bingo-y. So can I do better than Icier? My opponent's provided 2 good bingo lanes in rows L and N. Icier doesn't leave a great rack leave, whereas a play of Ice would. So can I play Ice anywhere? Don't think I can. I'm just hesitating because by playing off 5 tiles I can be inviting trouble with the V and the W out there. Well, I can play Sire across here. And DIRE is a really good rack leave. The game is lost now. It's not a case of scoring highly and hoping to bingo to win. The game is lost. So I'm looking to minimize my losing spread. And I think I'll achieve that by maximizing my chances of bingoing. So I'm just pausing in case there's a better spot for my ICE. Or even just IE, the C is quite a bingo-y tile. But the C does add a little bit to the score. Don't think I can see anything better than this. Great, that looks a balanced rack. I have Dancia, which plays in row N. That's just been blocked. Dancia, Kend. Is there anything else? And do I have anything through the E of brew? I think there is a bingo there, and is it deracine? Deracine, I hope I'm not making this up. It's a high probability set of tiles. Deracine. I think that is good. Let's find out. Holding my breath for this to come off. Doesn't look quite right. But even the high probability words in Scrabble get played so infrequently that they can seem a little strange. This is a tricky set of tiles. Great, it stays on. Now, I have 3 minutes left. My opponent's got IOSU. I don't think he can go out in one, so I will probably have 2 moves. Do I have an out? An out in one? I don't think I do. So where's good for my P? Well, I could play Veep in row L, keeping N-O-N. Now, what I also have is Aeon up here. Let me see what this looks like. That's 19 points. Do I then have somewhere for Pen? Well, I have Nep in column 1, making Namu and Et. And I have Peen in column 7, so I certainly can go out if I play Aeon. Yeah, I think I will. So now I need to find the best spot for Pen or Nep. Nep in column 1 scores 15 points, so that's what I'm looking to beat. Nothing is springing to mind. I've got Penned in column 14, only 11 points. $22 points for my opponent, playing to pluralize Z. So this is what I'm looking at. Nep for 15. Do I have something better than that? Well, not that I can see. Well, Penned now gets slightly more because it's making No as well. This is column 14. 13 points, so Nep is still better. Quickly scanning the board in case there's a better spot. Well, I can't see one. Just waiting for my opponent to end the game. Which he does. And the final score, 325 to me, 504 to my opponent, a winning margin of 179 points. So well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. So it was my opponent to go first. He played dropped. Yeah, no bingos on this board. I played jived for 26. I could have got 2 fewer points by playing livery. That has the advantage in terms of vowel consonant balance, but the disadvantage in retaining the G, which is a less bingo-y tile than the L, I think, by a little bit. So not much there. Did my opponent have a bingo here? Wow, unwary. He did. Ali for 25. What did I do? I played Heil for 17. Yeah, well, Ali at E10. Wow, that runs right down parallel to where. Certainly that would have been a better move. Nice bingo by my opponent. And I did not have a bingo. Battled was blocked, or didn't play. I played balled for 27, and yeah, that looks fine. My opponent has Al soon. Does he have anywhere to play it? No, he doesn't. Tetics for 38. I played text for 6 fewer points, but I had a more bingo-y rack leave, so those moves are close. This is when my opponent blocked my Idiatum bingo. I thought for a moment Dalmatian was a bingo. It's not. I had no playable bingos. What did I do? Oh, well, this is when I phoned. My opponent then blocked the board a bit. And yeah, this is really not sure about this, because MU scores not very much, but the rack leave is a lot better than any of the rack leaves here, and it is opening up a bingo lane in column 2. My opponent was able to play cat, which killed all of the openings and scored well and got rid of his cue. But that doesn't mean it was definitely a bad play. I think this would be an interesting move to analyse, and I think an additional feature to take into account is the lack of bingo lanes on this board, which probably impacts the utility of retaining bingo-y tiles. I wonder if a small play like MU would have been better off in, say, row K, making and OU, thereby opening up row L. My opponent played cat, and this is where I had radiate and air date, and I had no playable bingos, and again, low-scoring moves in the teens and early 20s, and most of those moves are playing off a fair few tiles. Now I played cat, and what was my rack? I played cat, and I could have played cade. Cade may be slightly better because of the vowel consonant balance. Now, did my opponent have a bingo here? He didn't. Right, well, Czar for 32, not a bad rack leave, but it's only opening up a bingo lane for a word ending in S. And this is where I played FA, and probably FA was the wrong move because it was too easy to hook ZA, as my opponent indeed did. So I suspect Zarf was a better play. But there may well be a play better than either of those. Wow, what a gift for my opponent. He had an awful rack. Fame, that was my play. Sorted the rack out, left me with a bingo-y rack leave. Just see what my opponent had here. Looks close to a bingo, but Zanjero doesn't play. This was where my rack deteriorated significantly. Yeah, Jared for 17, keeping IRR is not great. Year is much, much better. Only 3 fewer points, but a really good rack leave. Nice bingo by my opponent. He also had a couple of alternatives. Icier at D1, that's the move I thought about, and I changed to Sire. The game was lost at this point. I was over 200 points behind, only 12 tiles in the bag. So I would try to increase my chances of bingoing. I don't know if that was the winningest play. And Deraciné was the only bingo, so I'm glad I spotted that. It's high probability tiles, but a slightly strange word. I thought about Veep and then went for Eon, the second choice. Difficult to tell which is best. Ochres was best for my opponent. And finally, I could have played Neep for 18 at L4. Where's that? Oh, I see. Column 4. 18. Yep, that would have, through the A of Deraciné, that would have been better than my play by 3 points. So that was an interesting game. I was behind. I needed to open the board up. It was difficult to do so. I was retaining bingo-y rack leaves, but it wasn't a bingo-y board. So the key was to try and open the board up, and I wasn't able to do that. I think this will be an interesting game to analyse to see on a few critical moves, and I think the two biggest ones were when I played MU and when I played FA. I think in both cases there may have been alternative plays which achieved what I was trying to achieve in a way that my opponent wasn't able to score so well off. As you went through that review at the end, my opponent did not have great racks all the way through, so possibly if I had managed to open the board up, I could have gotten a bingo before my opponent got Augias down and gotten back into the game. Anyway, an interesting game, so I hope you enjoyed watching it and got something out of it. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.